wake up. Semen. Dead world.
It's Dead World, guys. It's episode
That's
007. I am Alpharo. I am joined by my co-host, Jonah, Joe Town, Jonah Bear. How's it going?
It's going well. You know, guys, it's episode 7, episode 007. And so we're here looking like 007 and one of the guys that he, beats up in the first act.
That's right, man. I am. I'm more than happy to be a simple goon in a James Bond movie. If any Hollywood productions are watching this, you just gotta, I'll be the guy he throws right off. It's not even, it could be in the beginning section before we even get to the main mission. It's just one of the guys in that first scene where he's wrapping up a prior job, and he just throws me off a bridge, while he's running up, and then he gets a call and he's like, "It's done, it's over," and then it's the title credit or whatever, and you get that nice chord, that nice
Yeah, actually, I think they have a movie coming up where James Bond is actually going up against a bunch of guys who look like Jerry Garcia on Speed. So if the studio heads or whoever is in charge of this kind of stuff,
that's made for me, dude. I could do George Garcia on Speed. Was that right? Jerry
Garcia.
Like the ice cream, right? Ben and Jerry's Garcia.
He was named after the ice cream.
Yeah, he was named after the ice cream, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, like Jerry Garcia, and he was also named after, I think, Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Garcia.
What's with all the Palestinians?
Oh.
Man, have you seen him? He's just getting tore up about that, dude.
I mean, yeah, dude, he's really fucking Zionist.
Why should I care? That's crazy. I don't know.
It's not even their land. Yeah, no, no.
Dude, come on, give me two more.
I can't do. No, man.
Yeah, come on,
it's
dude.
tasteless, bro. It's tasteless. From the river to the sea. Which river? I got the Hudson. Fucking Jerry Seinfeld. I'm not a good impressionist. Well, not with Jerry. I could do others, but we already know. Dead World's very familiar.
Settlers are good. They made Thanksgiving. Haven't we forgot?
The Jews have been there for 4,000 years.
Do that thing on the bass, man.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's the burp 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 burp. Wait. It's like boom, 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 boom. I'm not gonna get it right here. It's too quick. I'm not that talented yet. But I've been trying to learn the Seinfeld bass theme for a minute, man. Because that intro is cool. It's like it's like fucking Primus played that shit, dude. You got Les Claypool playing the Seinfeld theme song.
You know, dude, I found it actually on the soundboard. I'm trying to pull it up, but I'm not quick enough.
They have the bass. Oh, I mean, I guess so. Yeah, you could probably find the Curb music too.
I was just trying to find the horns at the end that go bop, 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 you know?
Oh, interesting. I never really watched Seinfeld, to be honest with you.
Oh, no? You know, that was one of the shows that was always playing on TBS for 3 hours or something after school.
Yeah. Well, they would always play Seinfeld, and then they'd play the Friends, or not the Friends, but they'd play Friends or Seinfeld one after the other. And I'd watch both, and I'd always be like, Friends is funny, but I don't get Seinfeld. And now when I watch Seinfeld clips, I'm like, Seinfeld's hilarious. And but I just haven't sat down to be like, now I'm watching Seinfeld. And maybe I should. James Bond episode, guys. You know?
You know what? That was excellent, actually. I'm glad to have that. It wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but the first time I played it, it screamed through my ears. If I looked like I was in pain, as you were saying things about 30 seconds ago, is because I did something truly stupid on this computer.
That always makes me feel better when people tell me, when I've been talking to someone, and they're like, look, if it looked like I was in pain earlier, it wasn't because of your talking, it was something else.
Happens a lot, huh?
All the time. No. But, yeah, man, it's the spy episode. We're talking about spies, maybe. Or we're talking about AI. How about this? Because AI is the spies of the future. So if we're talking modern spies, man, today I woke up and I saw a news story that the U.S. government has made a deal with Palantir to keep a database of every single American. And it was only months ago that they were doing that for just illegal immigrants. So all these dumb fucks who are like being like, good, it's like, well, now here's your slippery slope, bitch. Now it's every single American is going to be monitored by a private corporation that has deals with the CIA and the State Department. And they're just going to have a file on you, bro. And it's AI too. So if they really wanted to, they could make a deep fake of you doing something, because they're going to have every piece of data that's ever existed about you. You don't think Palantir is making deals with Apple and all these other companies to just like not explicitly request your data, but like if they ever need it for law enforcement purposes, like, and that's already the case. They're just going to give everything up. They're going to cooperate. You know what I mean? Because these are corporations. They're going concerns. They have to stay around, and they don't give a fuck about you and your data. Like, you're like one, especially like iPhones or something. It's like there's like 1 billion iPhones. You think they give a fuck about one guy? It's like, yeah, take the whole thing. Here's the code. Although I do know that Apple has refused to give the code out when they have like captured terrorists or something.
You know, man, I've always just felt like there's somebody watching me anyways. And so in some ways it's validating to know that there's some sort of clumsy government technology.
Just think it's nice to be noticed.
That's kind of my attitude. Yeah.
I mean, it's like you're thinking about me. That's funny. Yeah, I mean. Yep, that's right.
Everyone is gonna watch me all the time.
Yep.
Can't do shit alone. I'm fucking being watched all the time.
Nice. Yep.
Come on, Alpharo, pick it up.
Bad world. Okay, I got it. Wait, hold on. I get it on my right hand. I got you. So this is to the FBI agent. Ready? This is for my CIA agents. Ready?
Uh-huh.
I'll beat off for you. Right?
Yes.
They're just watching me. They're watching me jerk off. Cool, man. I guess. Like, if the government needs to see it.
Is
like,
this what you
want?
Government pervert?
Look, I mean, honestly, maybe the voyeurs of society. You know what I mean? Okay? How about this?
Everyone needs a job, I guess. Yeah.
They should do a study, right, on like the occurrence of like voyeur fantasy among government employees, among like CIA operatives or something, and see like if there's like, I mean, it's a study that'll never be done, but if we did like a kink study, if all of the CIA took like a BDSM test online, right? I want to see what the percentages of them that would go like voyeuristic on the top traits. You know what I mean?
You know, dude, I don't want to see that result.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Less you know, the better, huh?
Those guys gotta be. I don't know, man. You know, it's like you license yourself to all the stuff that our government has monopolized. If we're trying to, you know, throw some crazy language in there, dude.
Ooh.
It's like you license yourself to be like violent.
Language.
You license
language.
yourself to like be the violent arbiter of like good and bad. You know what I mean? Like you license yourself to like interfere in these things that are intense, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And so like
totally,
you gotta, you know what I mean? Like that kind of person, you know, having a little bit of power sexually over somebody, you know, can probably hardly even scratch that itch. And so they got to be on that freak shit, because like really what they do when they're just clocking into the 9 to 5 is where like the real monster comes out. And so like, you know, pulling that guy away from his desk.
Yeah, they're like real thrill seekers.
You know what I mean?
They're thrill seekers, yeah.
That's not exactly how I would describe it.
Well, it's not thrill seeker,
but that's a very fun way of.
They're accustomed to a certain amount of adrenaline in their like daily work. And so like it's almost like the same as like soldiers coming home from war, right? It's like they were just out somewhere in the desert, like getting shot at for 6 months, and now they're home, and you expect them to go to like Sam's Club and buy TVs like a normal person, and it's like this guy was just in fucking like Riyadh or something. Well, no, that's Saudi. They would never be at war, but like it's just somewhere in the desert, literally getting.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Jonah with the perfectly appropriately timed soundboard hits, guys. That's what Dead World's all about. Is playing stuff from the soundboard, like the Seinfeld theme, or even the Friends theme, or how about
I'm gonna be honest,
Captain Phillips.
I feel like we've lost the thread as to what the fuck's going on with this show because for a second I felt like we had a nice healthy balance of deep meaningful talk. The only way two friends, the only kind that you can have between two very close friends.
Yeah.
Alongside a couple of jokes, a couple of cracks, a little, memory lane type stuff was going on, and now all of a sudden, we're just drifting into the internet slop zone. But it's sad because we're borderline millennials. So what are we gonna do about making this show good?
Well, first of all, I'm Gen Z. No. I'm a cusper. I'm like a cusper. I'm
You're 45, Alpharo. Dude, wake up.
He's a guy, he's like 47. He's like, I'm Gen Z, dude. Type shit, homie. Like, I'm Gen Z, bro. Fucking Chungus, bro. Ohio, dude. He's like 46.
Yeah. Boom. Or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, this sandwich is 5 booms, dude.
Oh, man.
And they're like, Philip, you have to stop talking like that. You can't do that. That's not you were born in 1981. You're 44 years old. You don't bring the boom. You bring the check home to your family. All right? Some of you guys, you know what? Some of you guys are worried about the wrong boom. Okay? You got to bring the go work, dude. Get on the fields, bro. Get on the fields. Get fucking towing, bro. Get sowing, get tilling, get reaping, right? You farm? You ever farm? You're a farm guy? Jonah? Jonah's a farm guy, guys. Dead World, guys, Jonah is a farmer. It's Farmer Joe. He sells beans and bean accessories.
Like, again, right? It's like we even had like a prompt, a theme. It's 007.
It's AI, dude. It's spies. It's AI. I brought up the Palantir thing. That's spy shit. Because they work with the CIA, they got contracts, and then we were talking about whether the CIA has perverts in it. I think that is exactly Dead World.
Here's what I gotta say.
What's even the issue?
It's just like, does the forest have bears? All right, does the ocean have fish? You could ask what profession is pervert free.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You know what I mean? And so this is what I'm saying, man. We're scraping. We're scraping the bottom of the jar, dude.
It was the specific. I mean? It was the specific.
We're eating rotten fruit here, Alpharo. What the fuck is going on, man? What is in your head? What is in your heart?
I was concerning myself with the specific type of perversion. Okay. Obviously, there's perverts everywhere, but I'm saying the voyeurs, the people who get off by watching people.
Yo, how sick would it be right now if like someone you're like, of course there's perverts everywhere, then like behind you some guy just grabs you and just starts fucking the shit out of you now.
He's coming like as I'm talking, he's coming up slowly like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Maybe we can, you know what, we'll add that in post, guys. We're gonna put a pervert. We're gonna put a pervert behind me when I say that. Well, I don't need a pervert behind me because I got a pervert right in front of me, Jonah. It's you.
Oh yeah.
And we're on Dead World. We're on Dead World episode 007, the perverts episode. Also known as the spy.
How about that?
Also known as the spy episode.
Is James Bond a pervert?
I mean, some of them, right? It's like different versions of. There's like different Bonds. Like Sean Connery, James Bond, pervert, for sure. Pervert.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Daniel Craig, James Bond, probably like a real like rope guy. He's probably like a ropes guy, like harnesses and shit.
He strikes me as the kind of guy who doesn't fuck, dude. And I'm not even saying he's like a semen retention, but it's like he doesn't strike me as somebody who's even looking out. Like he doesn't even see other people. He's just Daniel Craig. You know what I mean?
See,
is that crazy?
That's where we're really getting into the meat of shit, bro. Semen retention, James Bond. That's the kind of stuff we're looking for, man. Thanks for putting us back on course, man. No, Jonah, he saved the show, guys. We're doing semen retention, James Bond, and he's like Andrew Tate, James Bond, like Manosphere. He's like, do you've got any raw egg yolks in the back? I just need 6. No? He's like, And then, or he goes to dinner with the Bond girl, and he's like, "I just want the steak, and can you replace all my other sides with also steak? I do only protein. I'm a meat eater. It helps with the quality and volume of my loads because he's semen retention Bond."
Of course, I don't drink. I'm a Muslim.
Yeah, right. He the villain in the movie, when they capture him, they like.
Mhm.
They just try to make him bust, you know what I mean? They're not like
Dude.
actually torturing him. They're just trying to like their whole goal is like, we've got to get that Bond to come.
Dude, the villain in Semen Retention James Bond is probably Johnny Harris, dude.
Who's Johnny Harris?
He's like the exact opposite, not the exact opposite of Andrew Tate.
Okay.
But it's like he's got, I mean, you know,
like
a million views per vid.
Save a hoe kind of style?
I'm not gonna go that far because he doesn't make his personality necessarily center to his work.
Oh,
but he's like actually reports news, and he's like a very, very liberal man who's like accepted by like the establishment. He's been given awards. He's you know what I mean? Like does his part to like educate people in a fair and unbiased way as best as anybody can.
This is just a YouTuber, dude.
Well, you know, it's the platform we're on. I thought maybe somebody would appreciate.
Sure. Yeah, he's got to fucking let's get him on the show.
Cut it. I'm done with this. Cut it.
Oh no, the semen retention.
I just came. It's done.
Oh no, and that's exactly right. Yeah, imagine filming semen retention James
so like
Bond.
we can't have me saying I just came. And so we are write this one down. No, we're just taking it from the top, aren't we? God damn it, we're cutting it right at. It's not a game, not a game.
We're not starting over.
This already is the second take. All right,
we're not starting over. That's we can break here.
All right. So listen. Here's something I want to talk about, dude.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sinner.
No, I do have something I want to talk about, but I literally cannot hear myself think over your piano, sire, bitch. Play Evanescence or shut the fuck up. How about that? Play Evanescence or shut the fuck up. How about that?
How about like
Play Evanescence or shut the fuck up. How about that? No, dude.
Let's do like a punk Evanescence. Wake me up inside. No, what were you saying?
Listen, Alpharo. We need a we need another 45 minutes in this motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know why you stopped it, bro. Semen retention James Bond was some shit.
Well, it's pretty funny. Let's pick it up from semen retention James Bond. What is funny about semen retention James
I was
Bond?
getting to a whole thing about how like the main goal of the villains in the semen retention James Bond movies is like that they got to make him come. Like, and he's doing it all on purpose because it's like in the interest of the UK MI6 that James Bond does not bust. Because how about this? Like, oh, if James Bond has kids, we're fucked. We can only have one James Bond.
All right, dude. So right here at the 20-minute mark, we're gonna talk about this.
All right. Okay.
All right.
All right. I'm taking it from here. Semen retention James Bond. Okay. Here is the treatment. Here's the log line. All right. James Bond's nut is the most valuable resource to every state government in the world. For years, James Bond has been holding his semen so as to protect the sovereignty of MI6 in the United Kingdom and London. And every movie in the semen retention James Bond universe, the only thing the villain is trying to do is get him to bust. I mean, honestly, this almost sounds like a porno. This could just be like a porno of the James Bond movies. And it's called Semen Retention James Bond. And it's like edging. It's like edging porn. So it's like, because he lives on the edge, right? Like James Bond's like live on the edge guy. So it's like an edging. It's like a play on edging, a play on semen retention. You could put some manosphere stuff in there, have Andrew Tate be like maybe Andrew Tate could be a guy that like isn't James Bond's enemy, or he's like an enemy in one movie, and then in the next movie he like gets some help from him to defeat the next villain. You know what I mean? Like in Ocean's 13 when Andy Garcia joins them for a different heist. You seen that? You remember that?
No.
Have you seen the Ocean's movies? Oh. Have you seen Ocean's 11, 12, 13? George Clooney, Brad Pitt? All those movies is just Brad Pitt like eating food and talking like while he's not looking at the person he's talking to. That's like every movie that like the Ocean's movies, that's what it is. And it's good. And it's phenomenal cinema.
Phenomenal cinema. You know, listen, dude.
Steven Soderbergh.
So you're James Bond.
I'm semen retention James
Bond. You're semen retention James Bond, and I'm gonna be the villain. Yeah. We are in the fourth act. Okay. We don't know if it's all gonna wrap up or we're setting up like a sequel that.
So do you have me? Am I captured?
You're captured.
All right. Okay. So we'll start right here. All right.
I already have your Bond. The Bond girl is already on my side. You can maybe convince her that
I never expected this from you.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Wait. So, but you're the Bond girl too. You're gonna be the Bond girl too.
I might be the Bond girl, but I'm more working on being the villain here. So let's run it. Okay. You ready?
All right. Yeah. I'm going. All right.
Okay.
You're never going to make me bust. It's never going to happen. I'm specially trained.
I'm gonna make you frickin' come, James Bond.
How do you expect to do that?
With my big claw.
Oh, he studied my weaknesses. Oh, so who showed you the papers that they trained us with big claws in semen retention spy school?
Talk all you want, Mr. Bond. You're gonna come.
How did you get her on your side? What did you do? What are you doing to her? Are you threatening her?
The same thing I did to you, Mr. Bond.
I will never bust.
I made her come.
Impossible. It's impossible.
This is not working at all, dude. Because
we gotta work on the risk. Listen, guys, it's episode 7 of Deadwood.
Saying I made her come is not any better than saying I want to come. Anything sucks.
I don't understand. Why? What you know?
It's a good idea,
really?
but it's nice. We got nothing to it here.
No, I'm glad. I'm really glad that like 20 minutes into the semen retention James Bond bit, you decided to be like, oh, but coming, it sucks, dude, as a subject. Why? You're the one. Need I remind you, Jonah? You're the guy that said semen retention James Bond. That's all.
You're right. That's like it's a funny string of words, but it's conceptually hollow. No, it's conceptually hollow. We did a whole thing right now. I humiliated myself doing this impromptu sketch with you to try to dig out something about semen retention James Bond that's actually funny. And you know what? There's nothing funny about it. It ends.
It's really serious.
With the statement. It ends with the statement.
It is really serious. James Bond busting a nut is a serious world event, and if it happens, the other countries might get super spies. And you're right, Jonah, we shouldn't joke about it. It is a really serious thing.
Alvaro, you keep on digging, you're going to eventually find yourself on some liquid hot magma.
Yes. And how is that supposed to make me come? What's wrong with are you worried about like the YouTube algorithm or something?
No, I'm more worried about like my personal.
So we'll call it
self, dude.
Should we call it bust? Should we say bust? Should we say finish? Finish feels like too romantic. Do you know what I mean? Like if we're like, oh, like you're going to finish James Bond. It's not.
Dude, I'm not sure what is gonna save this moment for me. This is one of these times where maybe I'm questioning. Bottom to top, is this who I am now? Is this what I want to do? I mean, I'm here. I'm alive.
If you
this
want
is going to be in a recording someplace. Maybe it's going to
forever.
Be like in the episode.
Aliens will see this. The government will see this.
I'm here, guys, right now, doing this thing. And it's like I'm watching myself, but I'm also not. I am the person in front of the camera and behind the camera, and it's a weird space to be in, Alvaro. Because what can I perform? I'm living in a world of mirrors,
And if you
who am I supposed to be if I can't be myself, and I have no access to who anyone else is? a ghost, amalgamation of my fears and anxieties and physical processes. Is the Dead World podcast really the format not only for me to express and share my ideas and have this conversation with you, but the medium by which I should be choosing to live in now, here, where I can do anything, be anyone?
Yeah. And guys, if you go to patreon.com/deadworldpod, you can see Jonah dissociate even further. We're going to have hopefully 2 or 3 episodes of just him maybe describing his surroundings. Maybe, and then it'll just slowly, he'll close his eyes, we'll put him in a sensory deprivation tank, and we'll put a dolphin next to him, we'll give him both acid, and then maybe he ends up jerking the dolphin off. Because it's Dead World, guys. And have you seen that, though? That's a real thing that happened. Have you seen that?
No.
Okay, so in like the 70s, I think they were doing experiments of like giving LSD to this dolphin or something.
And he was like, dude, make me come. I'm not James Bond, it's safe.
And so the dolphin was like, yeah, the dolphin's like, I'm not a spy. I'm not a spy. No, but the dolphin was getting like aggressive and shit. And so the lady that was like taking care of this dolphin and conducting these experiments and like writing stuff down, she was jerking the dolphin off to calm the dolphin down so that she could do more experiments. And then when some other body found out about what was happening, they shut the whole study down and like killed the dolphin.
Damn.
So it's like
worst ways to go out, dude.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, yeah, like that's kind of a sick dolphin life. Although like other dolphins get to swim around and like use pufferfish, like they like snort pufferfish venom and shit. Have you seen this? They like eat the pufferfish and they're like it like gets them high.
Damn, I wonder what's the No, you know what? I don't wonder. I think I have a pretty solid idea as to the natural impulse to be creative. I think that like rather than like the strongest thing surviving, I think that it's like the things that can like create the most complexity, and creativity is just like the way that people open themselves up, and sometimes getting high can really
it's just like a different it's like a different it's a different form of adaptation, right? Where like strength, you can hear the idea of like the strongest wins or whatever, but that's what like survival of the fittest really. It's more like you don't have to necessarily be the strongest. You can just be like the craftiest, the sneakiest. You could be the fastest. If you're just the fastest, you could probably swoop in, grab food, swoop out. Like
but it's just like that. You know what I mean? It's like how do strategies play out over like the long term, right? Like, do you like net zero, or are you able to like perpetuate yourself in like greater
that's only if you
iterations?
You can only perpetuate yourself if you have kids, right? So, but that's the whole point.
No, not exactly, right? It's like
your ideas. You can have spiritual successors.
No, not even that, man. It's like you can just like actuate beyond, I don't know, some sort of like mechanistic process, right? Like you can like creatively adapt to something new and make it a part of like either yourself or whatever culture you're participating in. You know what I mean?
Right. You got to be like Kirby.
Yeah.
You got to be like Kirby.
You got to be like semen retention James Bond Kirby.
Semen retention James Bond Kirby. That's right. And the way that semen... yeah.
Just
and the way...
right?
He's like, yeah, I'm a spy, I can't boost. Yeah, or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah. No, but so the way that semen retention James Bond loses is by there's like a child that gets raised by like semen retention James Bond's trainer, like the guy that trained him. And he's like the spiritual successor of semen retention James Bond. And that's when they realize like, oh, we shouldn't have been withholding this guy's sperm. We should have been changing the lessons that we give these spies, because we just make more James Bonds like that. And then they just give him like the go-ahead. They're like, yeah, dude, you can bust, like whatever, it doesn't matter. And then he just kind of loses all his like purpose, and he has to like find a new thing, and he becomes the new villain in the next semen retention James Bond's story, which is the next kid. Yeah. This is good, dude. It really is. Jonah really, guys, Jonah doesn't think that semen retention James Bond has a lot of potential. I disagree respectfully, but I understand where he's coming from.
I'm off
sometimes it's hard to see it right away, but sometimes it's very obvious. And that's kind of what it's about, is finding the right thing. And I think with semen retention James Bond, I'm looking at like 15 million from MGM, you know? Solid $15 million movie, low budge, real small, maybe cast and crew, 20 people tops. You got goons repeat themselves, like they get thrown off, and then it's like the same guy in a different suit with like a nose for another scene. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I'm sure they already do that, but you just do that times 10. Like you have the main villain be a goon in a different scene, and then he's the main villain also, but he's also James Bond's like the V or whatever, like the girl that he's on the phone with, the Q, right?
Yeah, you know, dude, you may as well be talking to yourself at this point, because
Jane Lynch.
I hate semen retention James Bond.
Okay.
I wish I never said semen retention James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing funny about semen retention James Bond.
You're right.
And
you're a pronatalist. You want to make sure people are having babies. There's nothing funny about not having babies.
Listen, dude.
Judi Dench, and she plays M. And Q is the nerd. Q's who you would be in a James Bond movie. You're the guy that's like, James, there's someone's on your 6. There's someone on your 6, James.
I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, man. You know, let's get back to our roots, dude.
You're right. We got to talk with... This is for my FBI agent.
No one told you life was gonna be this way.
We're spying on you every single fucking day. We're watching you beat off. We really like to see it. Just do it more. I'll beat off for you. CIA, I'll beat off for you. Yeah. Dead World.
Nice. Dead World.
You're never gonna make me come up, James Bond. Why would you bring that back, dude? You're getting mad at me. Look, by the way,
was that only in the first take? Because
let it be known that I didn't do the Jerry Seinfeld Palestine thing. All right, that was also Jonah, but I didn't say anything. I was like, okay, sure.
I mean, dude, because everybody's seen the videos of him being like, huh?
No,
dead babies. Why should I care?
But what you're not understanding, Jonah, is you're breaking the first rule of improv. You're not yes-anding. All right? I go semen retention James Bond, you're like, definitely. And here's another thing that semen retention James Bond. But no, you're like, no semen retention James Bond. No. You're shooting me down. And that is not what a good scene partner does. Why do you think the sketch was a disaster? All right? and it's because you got to train your instincts, man. And you know what? I'll admit I got to work on it too. But you got to be like, oh, let me take this and keep going.
All right. So you know what? How about this?
But no, we're gonna
cut.
No.
We're
cutting semen. I'm done with semen retention, James Bond.
I'm semen retention James Bond.
All right.
And you're the villain.
Okay, I got it.
We'll do a second take.
Yeah.
This time it'll be better. It'll probably be better.
Here we go. Okay. And these both better be in the fucking episode. I need people to see this. All right.
Fine.
Yes, Mr. Bond. I've been working on a machine. A very complex machine, and I have many contacts in many layers of this organization. And I've made a highly specialized, intricate machine.
Yeah, that's sick.
To make you bust.
Okay, so fucking let's go.
We're gonna make you bust, Mr. Bond. Oh, because
Dude, it hurts, please.
Because the villain didn't know that that James had just gotten the call that he was allowed to bust again. So he's like, yeah, oh, sure.
Alpharo, you're taking away the heat behind my...
Okay.
I gotta... Hold up.
What's he doing? Guys, it's Dead World. Listen, let's do plugs. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify. I got to put the RSS feed up at some point. I'm going to do that. and then you'll be hearing it on Spotify too and Apple Podcasts. But most importantly, patreon.com/deadworldpod, guys. We got a few bonus episodes up there. We're gonna get you a few more eventually at some point for sure. We'll have been, the schedule's been a little crazy lately, but we're gonna get you some more content. It's $1.50 a month. It's nothing. Set it and forget it. You sign up, you do the Apple Pay, you never look at it again, and then and now we get $1.50 from you, and you do get all the bonus content, so you can use that, so you can listen to that, and you get twice as much Dead World or 3 times as much Dead World, something like that. So do that, and maybe that way we can get Jonah some improv classes, and I can get some improv classes, maybe some therapy for the both of us, and then the podcast can end. Patreon.com/patreon.com/deadworldpod.
Awesome.
You get some mental health for both of us, and then it'll be good. It'll be fine.
So I thought you were actually going to be pausing for all that, but a good plug is maybe what it calls for right here in the
I
middle
can't
of
pause. I can't pause from my end. I'm the guest on this shit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Don't forget it, bitch.
That's right, guys. Yeah, Dead World. It's Jonah's baby. He thought of the name. He writes. Actually, if you guys don't know this, but every single episode of Dead World is perfectly scripted by Jonah, and we read it. We do a practice read. We do table reads. I give notes, but it's very, very light. Very light. Jonah's main thing this week was semen retention, James Bond, and I was like, man, I don't know about this. Like, I don't think we should do this. Like, it seems kind of tasteless, kind of hack. And he was like, no, we're gonna do it, but I'm gonna pretend like I don't want to do it, and I'm gonna pretend like I don't want to do it, and I'm gonna make it all meta about the show. And you know what? So here I am, just telling you guys, this was all Jonah's idea, like top to bottom, front to back. So if you have any problems, just call him at just go to his address. It's 443 Brittlestone Drive in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico.
Why you bully me?
Man, I think it's just your face. It's an easy face to bully. It feels like it needs to be. That's Jonah dying. That's Jonah flatlining. And we're back on the Dead World podcast, episode 007. We're sticking to the James Bond theme. We're sticking to the spy thing. We're doing AI. We're talking about AI. AI. Like, hey, I gotta piss. How about that? How about, hey, I gotta piss? Right?
AI, more like gay guy.
Very good. Very good. Okay, how about AI, more like, may I see your titties? About that, right?
Oh, yeah. No,
that's right.
All right, we're going to take it from here.
Oh, come on. That was good.
It's not, man. We gotta come with some heart, dude. Something real, man. There's enough guys being like, shit, dick and balls all over the internet, man. This is Dead World, bro. We gotta talk to people, dude.
You're right. We gotta be philosophical. Man. We gotta be philosophical.
Hand them a freaking packet, yo. And I'm trying to touch their hearts, dude.
That is you, dude. That is who you are. Like, you are that kid. Like in high school, you for sure were that guy, dude.
And I'm proud of it, man. That guy is awesome, dude.
That's why you hated school, bro. Because you were that guy. You're like, you just hand us a freaking packet and say, like, fuck off. And they don't even study. You're not even teaching us, aren't you? You're supposed to teach us.
Orale.
Yeah, okay. You go orale to the... that's the Mexican teachers, racist.
That's from Stand and Deliver, dude.
I haven't seen Stand and Deliver. I've only seen the South Park episode that makes fun of Stand and Deliver.
Well, then you get the gist. They did a pretty good job.
How do I reach these kids? You're kind of that guy. You're kind of that guy, Jonah. You're like a soothsayer for the troubled youth of today. You're like a youth sayer.
Edward James Olmos. This guy's more like Edward James Almost.
More like Edward James Almost. Edward James Almost. More like... I got you. Wait, I got one right here. Edward James Almost. More like Edward James Almost. I almost busted in my pants. Yeah.
Dude, it's just like, again, right? Like, you're just like, shit, fart, cum. come shit, fart.
I said bust. I said bust this time.
Okay.
I said bust this time. Yeah, give me a little for that, all right? A little for that. Thank you.
And so, Alvaro, if you're not the father, then who is?
I think it's you, Joe.
This sucks.
No, this is good. We better be keeping everything here. Like, you saying it sucks.
We might as well, dude. It's just too raw. I thought putting on this nice shirt and
the
tie
suit,
would make me like
would really
a little
make
more
you
professional. Like I'd have some shit to fucking say to the world today. You know,
right.
But I don't.
We're coming to you live. We're coming to you live from Jonah's in heaven. I'm in Los Angeles. You know, pretty opposite places. But it's fine, you know, and we're having a good time. And I was gonna say some shit. All right. Oh, this is good. I am gonna bust. There's the lag. It doesn't work. Turn the friends off. Turn the friends off. We can't unmute. We can't. Seven.
You know, I know, dude. You know, it's like you're like, I shit and I came myself, and I'm just like, on my side of things. It's falling apart,
dude.
man.
Oh, sorry. Not every episode can be about the fucking abstract nature of consciousness, dude. Oh, sorry.
It's what our audience is come to expect, man.
Okay. So then we'll do some philosophy, right? Is it okay? Is semen retention philosophically a tenable position? Jonah, the floor is yours.
Okay, so what are the positives if there isn't any sort of like scientific value? This sucks too. No,
I think because so the school of and you have to stop saying it sucks on the fucking podcast. Let's just keep recording.
This show sucks. Turn it off.
You keep recording and then you
Come back next week.
You say it later, dude. What the fuck? But I guess what I'm saying is with the semen retention, right? The theory is that it gives you like a superhuman strength, and or not the theory, but the joke online is that semen retention gives you like you can levitate after like a week, and you can like read minds and stuff like that. But honestly, I think it just makes you have more wet dreams, man. I don't really think semen retention helps. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's actually helpful. Because your body's mostly like your balls are like, get this, get me out of here. How about that? Fucking Jerry Seinfeld, but he's the sperm trying to get, that's the sperm being retained. Sperm retention, Jerry Seinfeld, right? I've been trying to get out of here for months. The shaft is right there, but they never get pushed. We never get pushed out, right? Something like that. That's fucking Dead World, bro. That's so Dead World, bro. Semen retention, Jerry Seinfeld. What if it's semen retention, Jerry Seinfeld as semen retention, James Bond? I'm a spy. I'm a spy. I don't bust.
Jerry, you gotta bust.
He's like slamming it. Jerry, I just found this crazy way you can bust even harder. And he's like, what? Kramer, you know I don't bust. It's like, right. Have you seen George? Something like that, right? That's their dynamic. I don't fucking watch Seinfeld, bro. I do think I get the base dynamic. I saw this one episode where just fully talking about Seinfeld episodes. Hey, we're only 48 minutes in. That's fine. Saw this one episode where like Elaine dates a cab driver or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Dude, the best episode actually is when oh my god, Jason Alexander, you know, George. He's like he's basically trying to like create this device, this like machine that allows him to like smoke and drink and eat and just like have everything he wants like in bed.
Yeah, like a Wally.
But like the last final thing that he needs is for his girlfriend to like suck his dick. And she's like, "What the fuck is this thing you built?" "No, I'm not sucking your dick." And he's like, "No, but it's the perfect device. Like,
that's a real episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to eat the sandwich, and he's trying to smoke a cigarette and have a, and it's very funny, dude.
What's even funnier is that now they have auto blows and shit, so you could just buy one of those.
Oh my god, those things that they're like, bro, those are crazy, man.
If auto blow wants to sponsor the Dead World podcast, please reach out. We'll do it. We have absolutely no qualms about promoting the auto blow. Jonah won't say come. He won't say come, but I think if I soften him up with this episode, we'll get him to say bust. And maybe we don't even need to say bust in the copy, and maybe you guys can provide the copy. I'm a really good reader. I can read. Jonah, I have it on medium authority that Jonah can possibly see. He knows like the names of letters. He knows like the names of letters, but he's not at a reader level quite yet. We're still working on words, but we're going to get there. Go subscribe to the Patreon, guys. We're going to pay for Jonah's English lessons because he's like he's barely verbal. You know what I mean? What you're listening to now is an AI recreation of Jonah's voice from like the grunts that he normally uses, and we just were able to make them in English words. But yeah. You're just looking at me. What the fuck is your problem? It's a podcast. Do you remember that, right? It's a podcast. You have to say things. You have to go.
And I'm wondering what I should even be saying. You see, my daughter Michaela.
Okay.
Was actually.
So Dr. Evil Jordan Peterson, is that what this one is?
I'm semen retention Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, man. Sure.
Well, I have a lot of young men who ask me about how to change their life, and I say, well, have you come? And if you have come, have you ever stopped? Well, no, I've never stopped coming, these young men, they say to me.
And I say, well,
and so I put them in suits. I walk them into a large auditorium, and I tell them very simply, don't come.
Just don't do it.
And I mean it.
Yeah, I can't really do a Jordan. Peterson.
Yeah, I can't really do it either.
That one's a tough one.
It's falling apart, man. I think the semen retention thing is what really, because it's like, what's the characterization of somebody who's semen retenting other than it's just being like poorly informed? There's nothing else to.
Man, that's
well,
the
okay.
point. You don't. It's the only thing is you don't bust, and you just bring that into every single thing. That's how you do the bit. The whole point. It's semen retention, James Bond. It's just James Bond, but he's also not busting. That's all it is. Semen retention. You could do the semen retention. How about this? Semen retention Joker, right? My father was a gooner and a freak. Right? And one night he comes home more drained than usual. And he looks at me and he says, why the long face, son? Let's get that nut from those balls. And so that's why the Joker is now the semen retention Joker. He was traumatized by his dad, bro. Come on. It's like, is it your first day out here? Come on, man. You're on episode 7. You don't get the premise? It's like, what's Dead World? Oh, it's the world, but it's dead. So it's the same thing as the world, but also dead.
Oh my God, you're right, Alpharo. That was actually hilarious. All right, who's...
Okay, so we've gone semen retention, Jerry Seinfeld, Joker, semen retention, Jordan Peterson, semen retention, James Bond. Wow, that's a lot of J's. That's kind of nice.
Let's think of another J one, dude.
Yeah, semen retention, Joe Rogan. Dude, I stopped jerking off, and man, I'll tell you, my testosterone is through the roof. I can't do Joe Rogan, dude. He just talks like a fucking guy.
Let's see.
I mean, it's entirely possible that if I nut, the world will end because I'm Joe Rogan, and I'm not busting. And that's what you. That's how you go back to it.
Let's see.
Let's see here. How about semen retention Jason Statham? I'm not busting. I'm Jason Statham.
Oh God.
I see. I mean, yeah, there should be more to it, but I just haven't seen that many movies to give.
Who's got like an unmistakable character?
Semen retention Alfred. I'm not busting, Master Wayne. I'll be here all night, Master Wayne.
Alfred, I'm gonna bust.
Don't do it, Bruce. Don't do it, Bruce.
That's what he needs me to bust.
He's like, I just need you to call me Master Wayne again. Absolutely not, Bruce.
Alfred, please. Just touch it. Just touch it once.
Well, if you'll do it outside of the suit, Master Wayne, I'll have to clean that later.
No, Alfred, please.
Very well, Master Wayne. Yeah. Dead World.
Yeah,
Semen retention Batman. Dead World.
Dude, I don't. Yeah, it's. I think it's not going to get any better than semen retention Joker for sure. And this is kind of what I'm saying, dude. I think we hit it right. It was like we were reaching for things, and the whole time this episode should have been called Semen Retention Joker.
It still is. It could be. We're doing the episode. It's not out.
No, at this point, for sure, the title is Semen Retention 007.
Right, because it's Semen Retention James Bond.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should mention the Joker in the description, maybe. But then we also have that other one where I did the Joker. What was it? It was like the Joker was he's a weeb. He's like an anime guy, right? Yeah. That one was good. But yeah, I think the semen retention one is a little stronger. More legs, right? More legs.
Yeah.
How does the Batman song go? Batman. Oh no, it's like that. Batman.
You know what, dude? This is truly something.
It's Batman. It's me. I'm Batman. I'm fucking Batman. What if Batman, instead of being a billionaire, right? It was like he was like a ska singer or like a singer for like a Warped Tour kind of band, and he was like every day he was like, you know, John Skinner of the pustules, but by nighttime he's Batman.
What the fuck are you saying to me?
You know what I mean?
No.
He's like still rich, right? Still rich, but instead of being like a rich New Yorker, he's like a rich kid from Silver Lake, and he's like in a band, and he does like all that stuff during the day. He's never paid rent in his life, but he's also Batman. Can you pause this? I have to take a shit.
This song actually makes me so sad.
Dead World. Welcome back, guys, to the show. Sorry, Jonah, I didn't know that song made you sad. It makes me sad, too. So, okay, do you avoid... I was actually talking about this with someone earlier this week, and it's like there's certain songs that they're very good songs, and I love them, but it's also like I avoid this song when possible, and I only listen to it in certain states when I feel like I need to feel sad, or like I need to accentuate a sadness that I'm feeling to really feel more of it. Like which one is it? It's
Come pop who me you help me science.
I'm out to meet you, tell you I'm sorry. I'll set you up. That fucking song, dude, The Scientist, dude. I can't really listen to that song. It makes me like incredibly sad. There's certain songs that just like sometimes it'll be related with a person, you know? Sometimes it'll be like just related with an event or like a time in my life. Yeah, so what songs How to Save a Life is for you one of them?
Dude, I don't think that I have that relationship with songs actually, you know.
Really?
So I think some people might have better control of their thoughts than I do.
Mhm.
And so like not a day goes by that I don't hit the Rolodex of like hard times and whatever. And it's like it just pops up whenever. And the way that I've learned to kind of like deal with it is I like just make a little bit of like space for those feelings for a second. And so like songs will maybe like draw out certain feelings and there's like connections and stuff like that, but like I don't specifically avoid them. It's like like I'll welcome listen to the song the same way that like sometimes maybe reluctantly, but I'll welcome like a little bit of thought on this thing that like is maybe painful from life.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's not that I avoid it so much. I guess maybe it's strong because it's not like I don't listen to the songs. I was just playing two of them, but like, it's more like, I don't know. It's like if a song's really heavy and I'm not trying to be heavy, I don't play that song, right?
Yeah.
So it's more like, it's not that I avoid them more than I only feel like listening to those songs when I'm sad. And if I'm not sad and I hear it, it'll just remind me of times that I listened to it when I was sad. Or it's like associated with like a bad time in my life. And so when I hear that song, it reminds me of that time in my life. And then maybe I get a little sad. And yeah, over time, I mean, like, I don't think it's control over thoughts. I don't think, does that exist? I don't think that exists, right?
I feel like some people are maybe a little bit better at like burying things. I mean, that's what everybody says, right? Is like that they're like really, it's like that they'll push stuff down or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if I can do that very well because I'm always like in my feelings about something.
Would you say, do you avoid things about yourself, or would you say you deal with whatever you feel about yourself pretty quickly? Or like, do you lie to yourself?
Everybody, I think, to some degree lies to themselves, but like I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like there's like a little bit of like a embrace and a surrender, a little bit when it's like, like accepting maybe like mistakes, or accepting some kind of like victimhood, or accepting some kind of like confusion, or any of the things that are like painful, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll do that pretty quickly. I think once upon a time, like I would try to avoid thinking about things.
Yeah.
And I would almost like punish myself for like, why can't I stop thinking about this? That means I'm like fucked up, or that this thing is like maybe a bigger deal than it actually is. And it's like, no, that's not true. Like, it's because I'm ignoring it that I'm thinking about it all the time.
Well,
I need to like sit
thing
with my thoughts and feelings,
That's the thing where it's like avoiding it that is what ends up making it pop later anyway, right? Like any form of repression is like it acts in one direction or another. So it's like, I wonder, what do you think like what do you think like the balance between victimhood and not victimhood is? Is there a balance? Because it's like, I know people who played the victim or feel like a victim or put themselves in the place of a victim in like every situation of their life. But I also, which I don't think is correct, because they're not always like a victim, like, you know what I mean? But also the opposite wouldn't be true either, that it's like it's not their fault. Like, to some extent, blaming yourself for everything versus being the victim, right? Always. And that's like the spectrum, right? So somewhere in that spectrum is the balance of someone else's fault, my fault. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder where is that, like, what's a good spot there?
You know what, dude? I feel like it's like gonna be a conversation that never ends, And so like the real thing is just like accepting that like you're a victim and you're also like culpable in the victimhood of others. And so it's like that's why forgiveness is important.
Mm-hmm. What are you, nuts?
Not only for like for the person who hurt you, but for yourself, and that's like a real thing, man.
For sure.
Yeah. And so, gosh, if there's like a balance, it's just the fact that everybody's both, right? And that's the balance. Like it's that everybody's both, and you can't forget that when you're dealing with like people as people, and it's like, is that wholly fair? What about children, right? Are they victimizers? You know what I mean? Are they going around probably not, right? But that's kind of why
maybe the other children,
abuse or harm children is such a disgusting thing that isn't tolerated almost in any way. I mean, some people are still like, yeah, I hit my kids, as if that's like not an insane thing. Like that's like an insane.
Well, yeah,
they're 3 feet tall and they only know 20 words. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna hit them. Like that's a crazy attitude.
It starts to associate like violence with authority, like early in your mind.
Yeah, and then it like breaks the trust of a certain kind. I feel like too, dude. And it's not to say like you gotta like let your kid do whatever the hell, but it's like they're like a person. Like when you're mad at a person, you don't just go up and smack them.
True. And it's not just that, but like
some people do, I guess. I don't know.
It gets kids are like. Well, it's like the innocence of kids also allows for a lot of like you think about when you were a kid and some of the shit you did. It's like crazy, like to people, like to other kids or something. Yeah. Like what you said, like I don't know, like nice. There you go. That's it. But you know what I mean, dude? Kids are so mean to each other in like middle school, elementary school, even high school.
Right.
Like the shit that people say to each other and about each other in those eras of life. Compared to what people say now, like in like grown-up land.
Right.
Like they keep it way more buttoned up. And I'm always fascinated generally by like the capacity of people to compartmentalize parts of their lives, if that makes sense. Like, splitting a work with like your like personal life with like, and like having like emotions that you're feeling in these different arenas and like trying or like doing it or at least trying to turn off certain emotions in certain, like when you're at work, you got to be cool. Do you know what I mean? You got to be all right. You got to be cool.
Right.
Like you good?
Yeah.
Like you got to go to the desk and then you got to talk to people and then you got to
nonchalant, just chilling.
You got to be chilling, but you got to be conscious. Like they got to be like that guy's awake right now and he's doing fine.
Right.
But then it's like you could be having like a personal disaster happening and you got to keep it together for work. And like humans are remarkably good at doing it too. And I mean, a lot of times it like makes you sink into work, and sometimes.
Do you think that that's true? That people are like really good at? I mean, maybe I don't know, man. I'm always
good or bad. I don't know. I mean, I see the people that
just seem like cranky and angry, and like maybe some people are just cranky and angry. I don't know, but
I see people who are better than me at it. I'm not very good at it. I guess.
Yeah,
is what I mean.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not good at it at all, dude. If I feel something, it's like.
And this is why we're saying, and guys, this is why we're saying deadworld.com/ it's fucking patreon.com/deadworldpod. You're going to pay for mental health services for both Jonah and myself. Holy shit.
You're gonna get us that Xanax, boy.
What? I would never take Xanax. That stuff is scary, bro.
I'm gonna lean against a wall and forget everything I said and did. You know what it is, Dead World.
Dead World.
Oh man, yeah, that shit sucks, dude. No, it's all good, guys.
You don't have to. We can already get therapy, guys. It's good.
No. It doesn't. Listen, any money you send, I'm spending it on the dumb bullshit I like. And that's
we're reinvesting. We're reinvesting. We're gonna put it back into the. We're gonna get a bot farm in India. A Dead World bot farm.
Bot farm.
A bot farm.
Bot farm.
Yo, I bought a bot farm. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I bought a bot farm.
Man, I've asked people about how to do that, and it's
I've thought about it.
It can actually kind of backfire, man.
Oh yeah, no, it can get you like blacklisted in algorithms and stuff. Like when people's music gets botted on Spotify, that like can fuck up.
Yeah, like they've done that.
What happens?
Like, kind of screw up people's accounts. Like if you're like,
yeah. I had it happen to me. Someone botted me like 5,000 plays on SoundCloud in like 2017 or something.
Damn.
And I got like
the ops, dude.
It was the ops, dude. I got like 5,000 streams in a day, and I was like sick. And then I realized like it was like no new followers and nothing, and I was like, I think this is fake.
Damn, man.
And I had like already posted on my story. I was like, whoa, dude, what's going on? But ultimately, I was someone in Thailand.
Damn, bro. It's probably Zumar, man. Do you remember seeing that picture of him and Brenda Song in Thailand?
Does he have a picture with Brenda Song?
You know what?
The girl from London Tipton?
Listen. I have a Zac Efron. He always told me don't name drop. So this is probably where it all should end.
That was good.
Actually, that's Bill Maher.
Fuck you, dude. That world. Fuck you.
No, he says Robert De Niro, but I'm a Gen Alpha.
Sure.
Guy,
sure.
so.
Oh yeah, Jonah is 19 years old. Everybody.
That's right, guys. And so if old Bill Maher wanted to come up to me and say something, I'd be like,
We do not care.
That's the 007 episode, guys. We fucking love you.
shit,
Thank you so much.
no.
You can keep it alive. We can keep going.
Well,
That's
it's just
that's a cuttable ending. We can keep going. We were talking about some other shit.
semen retention, victimhood.
It was semen retention. Well, maybe it all connects, bro. Maybe it all connects. Bro, because this manosphere shit, dude, that's the thing. Okay, so we're not cutting. We're going. The manosphere shit, dude, it's like a reflection of like this male repression and over compartmentalization of anger and like misdirection, right?
Dude, it seems like a mean prank on like fatherless, friendless boys.
Like to tell them that semen retention's good for you.
Just all of it, man. Just like top to bottom.
It's not a prank,
know?
bro. It just it makes people advertising dollars, so like it gets shown to you.
You know what, dude? It is funny, the intersection between like the supplement and fitness industry and the collapse of Western society.
Like GNCs per square capita versus the GDP and like average income of the country. Yeah,
I mean, it's something can be said about it, dude. I don't know, man. You know, I was already like an adult, I guess, and like in the world, sorta, by the time that like even like stupid edits became a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like it always seemed like just like a stupid joke to me, right? But
Right.
I don't know. You know, I remember being like 15, 16, 17, and you know what I did? I'll tell you right now, dude. And I know I got family out there who's done the same thing, and we can come together. Dude, I would go on Yahoo Answers, and I'd be like, how do I be more confident? Like, how do I be more cool?
Dude.
Can I look better if I do blah blah blah?
Oh my god, come on. Of course, the things that I've Googled are like completely ridiculous, bro. Completely ridiculous.
Like,
I've
what's this mole, or what do you...
I think I've Googled how to cook rice like every 2 weeks just in case. Like, I know how to do it, but every now and then I'll be like, wait, what's first? And then I Google it one more time.
I mean, bro, why don't you just buy a rice cooker for like $10?
I have a rice cooker. I used it once and it didn't cook the rice. I had a rice cooker. Right? It's
Jerry,
rice. Yeah.
the rice cooks in the rice cooker.
I tried to cook the rice. It didn't cook the rice. That's right, guys. The rice cooker, Jerry Seinfeld.
It's gonna be either
Semen retention, James Bond, or rice cooker, Jerry Seinfeld. But it is 007. So it is like kind of we're married to the whole, if we're going to do it, call it James Bond. Semen retention, James Bond is pretty aggressive. But it works. No fap, James Bond.
Listen, dude. Listen, dude.
Yeah, he's jacked. Yes, Jonah runs marathons, dude.
If we're gonna call it anything, we gotta think about what the people wanna do. Suck my dick, dude. I hate myself.
You look like a character from Office Space right now.
Dude.
You would be like one of the friends of Ron Livingston's character. The main guy. That's the main guy.
I never liked that guy.
Really? Well,
he got his ass murked in this show called Search Party. Couldn't have been happier.
Yeah.
Good show. Yeah.
I mean, look, dude. Casey Anthony taught me not to name drop, but but I just had to mention that I knew the main character's name from Office Space. It's Ron Livingston, and I only know him from that movie. I've never seen another movie with him in it, or maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Is he in Ghostbusters? Which wouldn't matter because I haven't seen Ghostbusters.
I don't know, man. He had a couple of things he was in. You know what?
He had a couple of things he was in.
No. So he's the Flash's dad in the Scott Snyder Justice League universe. If you want to talk about new autistic hobbies.
I figured it out, dude. Okay, I just figured out the first 3 notes. Ah! There it is.
Excellent, dude. Alright, everybody, so thank you so much for watching episode 7 of Dead World. Guys, this was a live one tonight. We had fun. We held in our cum, and we talked about Jerry Seinfeld being problematic, but ultimately a cultural figure that we can't escape. We hope to see you next week. Until then, please subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on Instagram. We're going to try to clip up a couple of reels for you guys. And don't forget, Alpharo is Alpharo on Instagram. Check out his new songs.
It's like alphabet, but with an R-O. Guys, I'm dropping 2 songs this Wednesday, June 4th. Just go fucking follow me on Spotify, Alpharo. And if you've made it this far, make sure that you tell Jonah in the comments that he looks like Vince McMahon. Semen retention, Vince McMahon. I'm Alpharo. That was Jonah. Thank you guys.
Whoa, whoa. Hey. Whoa, whoa. At the rate that I've been moving, I'll have gray hair at 25. Losing my mind, rather lose sleep than lose time. Lose dreams to chase minds away, where are we going? Loose leaves, grapevines, dandelions and roses. In theory, I know I should be living in the moment, but in practice, I only feel that way when I've been smoking. Blowing ashes before I blow up like explosives. Rather move like molasses than be moving so fast that I crash right off the road. Where we headed, I don't know. Unleaded pump fork, but I only smoke premium. Hey, crossroads, I've been overthinking everything. The tick-ticking clock is my enemy. New wristwatch is a handcuff. Trying to shake it off like dandruff. Should probably take it off the mantle. Is this a pedestal or an anvil? Baby, I've been losing weight. All this running from my problems till they miles away. I don't wanna have to see your face. I don't wanna have to see your face. Still taking shit day by day. Can't stop till the big man says my name. What a shame, I don't wanna have to see your face. I don't wanna have to see your face. Yeah. I've been burdened with these feelings for a minute. Deal with them by suffocating, drowning, or revealing all my sorrows on the record with a pen and some strings. Borrow some affection from a friend of the fiends that I bring around. I could go 12 rounds with my inner clown and he still be found trying to bring up all the times that I let my people down. Yeah, it's money on my mind, but it's never in accounts that I handle. Mama working hard all my life, I ain't holding no candles to that just yet. What a hassle. Big bro crashed out, man, that's a handful. Tension in my neck, probably from the anvil.